Ah, man, viewers. Let me tell you something about this Jack and Coke that I'm drinking. It tastes like cranberries. Which only leads me to wonder that why hasn't Coca-Cola combined cranberries with Coca-Cola? It might actually be pretty good. Coca-Cola. Also, the laundry is empty. I'm digressing. Okay, so what you're seeing here, because I should probably explain. I found 31 hidden packages, which is the most you can find on the first island, because, spoilers, there's 3 islands. You eventually get access to all 100 packages, but that's getting ahead of myself. Right now, all you need to know is that I found 31 packages, and I recommend finding at least 20, because you can get an Uzi, and we're going to be showing off Vigilante and Firefighter, and for Vigilante, it's really, really useful to have an Uzi. Like, I recommend it. So I recommend at least finding 20 hidden packages if you're going to be doing Vigilante. Otherwise, don't mind me, or if you just want to find the hidden packages, well, I will be releasing a video. Not right now, not at least until I get access to the 3rd island. So until that video gets put up, which if it is, there will be a link somewhere on the stream. But until then, I recommend going to GameFAQs. If you're playing along, there's a good map for hidden packages. I recommend it, but that's only if you're playing along. If you're not, it's not important. Anyways, Vigilante. Now, as I said, 20 hidden packages gives you an Uzi, 10 gets you a handgun, and 30 gets you grenades. That's about all you can get for now. Anyways, why do you want an Uzi for Vigilante? Well, it's quite simple. You see, with Uzi, with any vehicle, you can do drive-bys, making Vigilante much, much more doable. Because if you didn't have drive-by, you didn't have Uzi, you'd have to run the car until basically the driver flees on foot, in which case you have to pursue him with vehicular manslaughter. Oh, yeah, that's how the police force does it in Liberty City. I don't know why, but that's just the best way to handle situations. Anyways, so that's pretty much Vigilante in a nutshell. So I guess I should kind of go over the rewards because there's 6 of them, and well, spoilers, you can only unlock 2 per island. But they're pretty much the same thing. But it makes sense once you understand what they are. You see, for 10, you get a police prize. And I think I vaguely touched on police prize. Basically, you have a wanted level of 6 stars. So, you know, a police bribe actually takes away 1 wanted level, and that's pretty cool. So, I think you can put 2 and 2 together. If you can get 6 prizes on Vigilante, and there's 6 wanted levels, I think you can understand that we got another police bribe for doing 20 Vigilante missions. Yeah. Also, something unlike paramedics, you can actually leave the police vehicle and you actually have a set amount of time to find another police vehicle. And that's pretty cool. And in fact, it doesn't just have to be a police vehicle, like a cop car, it can actually be any law enforcement vehicle. And there's like several, so you have a good variety. I just recommend cop car because it's the most common, and it's not too bad. A lot of the law enforcement vehicles are pretty slow, but there is one that's actually pretty fast. I digress, not important. I will tell you this, though. We just got a Mr. Whoopi, which is actually really unexpected, especially for Vigilante, because usually when you do Vigilante, you pretty much end up destroying the perpetrators' cars. But if you get a Mr. Whoopi, I recommend actually, you know, quitting the mission, because with Vigilante and Firefighter, it doesn't matter if you do it consecutively, because it just has to be a certain amount of kills, basically. You can leave it and then come back to it, and it don't matter. But Mr. Whoopi is one of those vehicles that will spawn for those 2 missions, and it's like the only way I've ever been able to get it to spawn. And I recommend taking that to the garage in which I just delivered it, because it's a hard vehicle to get. And it's rare, and I recommend it because it's one of those, and it has an awesome jingle, and, well, yeah, pretty much that's it. With Vigilante, I find it's really hard to keep the perpetrator's car intact if you end up getting a car that you want. But if you can, awesome. On the other hand, the opposite, Firefighter, with fire trucks, it's actually much more doable if you want to spawn rare cars and take them back to the garage at the port. Because you see, unlike with Vigilante, where you're probably going to destroy the perpetrator's cars, and Firefighter, you're not going to destroy the car. In fact, you're going to save the car. It's actually the exact opposite. Anyways. So, basically what Firefighter is, you go to a car that's on fire, you basically spray it with water, which is actually kind of cool. Yeah, you kind of have like this little water hose attached to the fire truck, and it just sprays water. You press like the circle button, and it just sprays its cream right at the car, and it's not too bad. It just takes a second. And again, just like with Vigilante, it does not have to be consecutive, but you do need to put out about like 20 fires per island. And unlike with Vigilante, you don't get something for every 10 fires that you put out. Instead, you get something when you put out 20 fires on each island. And I'll be showing that off when I get it, but for the most part, I'm pretty much just going to do Vigilante and Firefighter off-screen because you've pretty much seen everything that you need to. But yeah, I pretty much accomplished that, jumping forward. So I figured that, aside from the crane, in which you can deliver emergency vehicles, it'd probably be a good time to show some other cars that you can take into the garage. Some other cars that are kind of like, you can't really run into, so you kind of have to know where they are. One happens to be the coach here. It doesn't really spawn anywhere outside the first island, and you can't really run into it anywhere, at least I don't recall you can, except like it's just stationed right there, and it pretty much respawns there, and there's two of them right off the bat. This thing is pretty much a giant tank, like steel tank that can ram into anything. It's kind of awesome. It can withstand a lot of punishments. It has high endurance, but more importantly, it's needed for the garage. So you know, we're gonna put it there. I just wanted to show this is one of those vehicles which probably wouldn't hurt to show. Hey, you can get this here, and yeah, pretty much that's Coach.
He spent $20,000.
So you know, you just put it into the garage, just exit the vehicle, do the same old. Also, I put the fire truck up to the crane. That took it away. Also, the police car took one of those. I guess I should also show you where to get a Patriot, because I did get one of those. Haven't really shown one off. I know eventually we probably would have gotten one, but because you can get one right off the bat, might as well. Also, we don't really have enough time to do one of the storyline missions, and I feel like eating up a little bit of time, so why not? So, basically a Patriot is really easy to spawn. You can pretty much find one around here, but to be absolutely positive, there's one in the parking lot to this grocery store, yes. The Hummer right there, that is a Patriot. This one is special though, because you always end up doing a mission every time you enter it. Which, I'm not gonna do right now, I gotta be honest. I'm gonna save this for later, maybe. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna do it. Probably, but not right now. Not right now. That is just not right now. But yeah, this is another car for the garage. So, you know, if you need it, it's right there. You can exit the mission at any time. There'll be another one that spawns, so if you want to do the mission, it's openly available, but I digress. Tomorrow we will be doing Joey's missions. Yes, that's right, we're starting more of the story. Plot!